Okay, Brett Keane. First, people vary based on how they grew up, what they were exposed to as children. This is basic child psychology here. Women and men grow up in different social settings. Those social settings will help determine how they grow up to be. Many atheists have argued that the presence of Jesus Christ and the Christian indoctrination influences and hardens people to become resolved and unchangeable in their beliefs and fundamentalism. This is the same with everything else. If they are shown that they need to be aggressive to do things that they want to do, then they will do that. That's how they become aggressive. People that are passive generally have had a lot of discipline in their homes, mostly from parents. That's pretty much it on that one. Let's see. Okay, on your next one. Those reactions are based on this general fact. I know you can't hear what you were saying on this, so I'm just gonna never mind. Just pay attention. The people that just sit there and do nothing don't want to react. They do not have a mental drive to react. They're passive. They don't have, usually the people that are passive like that have no aggression in them. They might be subversive or have, there's a lot of different things that could affect it, but it's per person. It's very varying. I'd have to identify each and every single person that you brought up to me case by case to look at it solidly. There's statistical evidence in books and psychological research that I suggest you read. But anyway, on to your next one.
Why do you think it is that some people think that anal sex is the bomb? Some people think it's a complete turn off. Absolutely fucking deviant, disgusting, as my buddy Friendly Geek would point out. What do you think about it?
Okay. Personally, I see it as just something tighter. That's it. People that think it's disgusting, they generally associate it mentally with pooping. That's what it essentially is associated with. They don't like the idea that it's really based off very simple things. It's not that complex if you look at it. But yeah, it's just based off personal experiences, mostly in childhood, if they really enjoy that or not. It's not genetic or anything like that. Some people might have something against it at first, but then change their mind, find out it's a good thing. It's just based per person. It's based on experiences, man. Anyway, on to your next one.
Oral sex. You feel like that's wrong? You feel like it's wrong for a woman to go down on a man or a man to go down on a woman? Why do you think it is some people get turned on by that big time and other people don't? Explain why, please.
Okay, on that one, it mostly is it's partially a dominance thing on some people's cases. Others, it's oral stimulation. It's something that they can do with their mouth. It just is unfocusing them. They just go for it. It really depends on the person. I can't give you 100% statistical and empirical proof of why people do it. I'm just saying I've seen research and I know people. All right, I know many people that have this kind of deal going on with them. But yeah, it's based really just off human experience. It's based off what people grew up liking and being indoctrinated with. And I'm not saying it's by religion or anything else. It's just based on life, what they've experienced most often. Yes, it is.
People that have all kinds of different ideas and desires and fantasies and fetishes
More than you know.
who actually desire to have sex with animals. It's true. It's all over the internet. It's called bestiality. It's one of the only things in the Bible that is actually predicted to be true.
Yeah. Because people get desperate or they like animals too much.
Websites, and I've gotten emails where people like to be tied up and beat the shit out of them.
Called bondage, buddy.
Or why they would or wouldn't. There are people out there who they like to be pissed on and shit on. Can you explain why?
Yes, I can. It all has to do with the childlike ability to want to do something accomplished. It's based on a lot of, actually it's based on a lot of potty training if you want to get really down into it. Hold on, I think I missed one of your questions here.
In which there are men out there who like it whenever a woman sits on their face and passes gas. There's also lesbians out there that like that too, to do it to each other. Can you explain why you think that is?
Yes, it's mostly because of, let's see. I'm gonna pause your video for a moment. Okay. Mostly, that is for the exact same reason as before. It's a psychological reaction to potty training. That's what it is, man. It's based off childhood experiences. That's what it is. If you can't hear me on this very well, I'm sorry, but tough shit.
Other people get turned off. What kind of shit turns you off? What kind of shit turns you on? Let's get deep into this. You know, let's talk about it. There's actually websites out there too that I've noticed as well where there's some people who actually do pretend rape or forced sex. But it's just pretend, it's acting, where people tie each other up and they're extremely mean to their partners, biting them and doing all that shit. And what the fuck is all that about?
Okay, that has to do with fantasy. It has to do with the fact that they want to be violated. They want the experience of just brutal fucking. It could be that they've had some past trauma. There's millions of reasons that it could have happened. I really advise that you go read some psychology books, my friend, because you really ought to read some. Definitely, if you want to ask these kind of questions, they'll give you all the answers you need, man.